Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Interfaith Community Sanctuary. My name is Lila Rapcewicz. I'm so happy and honored that you've joined us today as we honor the goddess Brigit. I like to begin today's service with a song to honor our ancestors. Ancestor spirits, come to me now. Ancestor spirits, come play with me. Ancestor spirits, come to me now. Ancestor spirits, come play with me. When I sing, let me sing my song. When I dance, let me dance with my ancestors. When I cry, let me cry out loud. When I sing, let me sing of your memories. Ancestor spirits, come to me now. Ancestor spirits, come play with me. So mote it be.
So mote it be. Oh, I did that already. I meant to do that earlier. As I've heard before, you're all glued to your seats. Thank you very much for being here today as part of our celebration of Imbolc. Do I have that on? Yep. I'd like to honor our ancestors, our land acknowledgement, and if we can all... Okay, so this land is land that was not originally ours. This land has been cared for and held in trust for future generations. Currently, the future generations are us, but this land did not come to us easily. It came to us through many millennia of struggle and sacrifices, nurturing by the native peoples that lived here and continue to live here, which include the Coast Salish people, many tribes of which are the Duwamish, the Muckleshoot, many, many other names and tribes which would take a long time to mention. And I'm honored to be able to acknowledge that this land is still their space, and we thank them for being able to inhabit and share in this space. One of our teachers is Sisinque Laura Boucher from the Native tradition. I'd like to acknowledge the work that she's taught us by putting our hands on our hearts, gathering up all that has come to us, brought us to us this place today. Take a deep breath together, and I'm going to raise up my hand and offer my joys and sorrows to the Creator, and hopefully he would or she would place a gift in my hand, and I'll return it to my heart. As I raise my hand up, I'm going to say the sacred word, "Oh," and if you'd like, we can all say that together. So one more time, deep breath. Oh. Blessed be. Thank you. So, Lila.
I would now like to welcome and thank our friend Isla, who will be singing a hymn to Brigit.
Good morning, everyone. This is a chant to Brigit as the great mother goddess. O great mother, queen of all the worlds, we call you this hour. Hear our call. Through fire and water, come unto us. Through earth and wind, come unto us. We call to you, to all your names, come unto us, come unto us. O great mother, queen of all the worlds, we call you this hour. Hear our call. We call to you, to all your names, come unto us, come unto us.
Thank you so much, Isla, for the beautiful chant. It is a lovely offering for the Divine Feminine. And as we prepare to cast our circle, I just wanted to welcome and thank you, our dear friend Mary Davis, who will be assisting us during this ritual.
I wanted to talk briefly about our yearly discernment. We are reading, as I got from the lovely and talented Amazon this week, and I'm still only a few pages into it. And as I was thinking about what to say for our discernment, of which in February, it is remembering the mother, interbeing with Mother Earth, energy of artist. Here's a lesson to me. I shouldn't read without my glasses. But one thing that I thought about that, I'm like, how can I bring that information and understanding to all of you? Guess what happened? The next thing that I read, Energy of the Artist, it talks about deep ecology in this book, Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet, which is exactly what I needed. I wanted to find the energy of nature and figure out how to bring this information to you. And Thich Nhat Hanh in his infinitude, and blessed be him in the sky above. He points out a section, as I mentioned, in Deep Ecology. The Diamond Sutra actually tells us to throw away the notion of the human being. We know that Homo sapiens is a very young species on Earth. We arrived very late relative to the age of the planet and the age of other creatures here, and yet we behave as if we're the boss here. We believe ourselves to be exceptional. We think we have the right over everything else and every other species, as though they have been created for us. Now, I know we talk about that a lot here. It mentions more about how not only are we, I know some cultures, they think of themselves as the son or the daughter. I think in Judaism, if your mother is Jewish, therefore you're Jewish. Some cultures, they look to the father as the source of their ancestry. Thich Nhat Hanh says that it goes way beyond that, that not just, of course, not just your father, but your father's father, great-grandfather, and millennia going backwards. And that beyond that, all the things that we take in, all the food, all the air, the plants around us, all of that is part of what is, we could be considered for our ancestors. And as I've mentioned before, in the continuum, our descendants, how our actions impact the world around us is essential to our life here on this planet. And I know that for better, mostly not for better at this time, there are folks who are thinking that their will is the only will, and to be able to exert that will on the planet and on other people is their divine guidance. I don't happen to believe that. I do believe that together as a community, we are stronger, and we are working together to understand not just ourselves, but one another, and those who aren't currently part of our community. We need to be able to draw in all the influences around us, and at the same time realize that all that we do influences those that we come in contact with. We have a lot to go through today. I thank you for listening to me about my taking from Thich Nhat Hanh's work about our discernment, and I'd like to move on and help us cast our circle. Thank you.
Brigit, so mote it be.
So mote it be.
So just real quickly, the belief is that every flame can be a Brigit flame if you light it from a candle that has been anointed and come from Brigit. So we use birthday candles because they travel well. And so we will be lighting all the candles for our altar today based on the Brigit candle. And the water we will be anointing you from is also from her sacred well in Ireland. So it is also Brigit's water. And I'll go into more detail on that in a bit. This is now Brigit's, because you lit it with Brigit's, so it's Brigit's. These are all pointing in a different direction. Okay. And then you can use that.
Spirits of the north, powers of the earth, we call upon you to be here at this rite. Bless us with your presence today. So mote it be.
Okay, I'm doing south. I can do east.
I'm doing
Are you gonna do east? Let's get this lit. Okay.
Spirits of the east, powers of the air, we call upon you to bless us with your presence at this rite. Wrap your golden rings around us. So mote it be.
Do you want to sit down first? Oh, okay. Guys, yeah. Microphone. Oh, okay. I call on the element of water to attend this circle in honor of Imbolc and Brigit. You are ever moving and shifting to make a path in your many forms, whether rain, creeks, mighty oceans, even our tears. Join us in this celebration of Brigit's healing waters as we play at the quickening time of the wheel. Be here now, blessed be. Oh, that's good. Here we go. Sorry, I'm a technology person. Okay. Oh, that was south. I just did west. Yeah, that's west. Yeah, there we go. South. No, I did that wrong. That was, yeah, I just messed up. Okay. This is supposed to be here, so let's switch those out. Yeah, switch that out. That was for the west, sorry. Now we're going to do south. I got my act together. Welcome, fire. From the south you arrive. The flame within us does also thrive. To keep us connected, you we name, Brigit, our goddess of the eternal flame. Be here now, blessed be. Okay, Chris, you were going to do center. Yeah.
I'm going to honor the spirits of the center. I call to and welcome the energy and spirit of all that is above, Father Sky, star people, cloud people, planetary beings, and the entire cosmos. I welcome the divine masculine energy of the grandfathers, fathers, brothers, uncles, and sons. I welcome the energies and spirits of Father Sky and Grandmother Moon. Call to the angels, elementals, devas, plant spirits, ether, and Spider-Woman who weaves us all into connection with one another. Welcome all of my ancestors and loved ones who dwell with me in this direction, and ask that you join me and bless this space with the energies and spirits of the above. I say, blessed be.
What's next?
Do you want to sing here again? Okay. Sorry, we didn't work this out ahead of time.
Yes. Now that the circle is open, I wanted to share a little bit about my path to finding the goddess. I was a little girl when my mom group in New York, and I had met a group of pagans in Central Park, of course, having a gay old time, lovely picnic. And I was on a quest for something that would help me feel whole. And I grew up Catholic, but I was always the closest to Mother Mary. And with her guidance, she got me through Catholic school for sure. When I attended my first pagan ritual, I felt such a connection to the earth and an awakening that this was the path that I was looking for. And it was such a natural connection. And it was hard at first. There was a lot of study, there was a lot of book reading, and a lot of memorizing. And thank God I got into paganism when I was young, because I don't think I could do it now. But it was a wonderful experience to feel at one with nature, and it brought me such peace to my heart. And I feel that the goddess Brigit is one of my favorites for many reasons, but her being a triple goddess, maiden, mother, crone, her being so talented with weaving and smithery, and being a warrior badass, that every time her feast comes, I feel a rededication to her. And it reminds me of why I chose the path to study to be a witch and to join circles and to start circles, and also to remind people that everything in the media is not true, that there shouldn't be a fear of the unknown. It's just the unknown. And if you have the time and the patience, you could learn that we're not all so different after all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lila. I'm honored to be in front of you today. I'm very fortunate that I'm with the goddess every day in this being, and that I have many aspects of the goddess before me, and I thank Isla and Sally Jo, Mary Davis, thank you. But I'm most honored that I get to hold the hand of this being, sacred as she is. And again, practice. We probably didn't do enough practice here. But in my head, I was going to introduce Lila and use her full names of Lila Milagros Perez Linares Reyes Rapcewicz. And that now I'd like to tell a little bit of my story. Similar to Lila, I was in Catholic school for 12 years and somehow came out of it still a believer. But one of the ways that it helped me believing is through people like my own grandmother. My father's the one who took us to church every Sunday. My mother, the rare times that she would be in church with us, she claimed that she learned the liturgy and the order of the Mass in Polish, therefore she couldn't attend to it in English somehow, even though she was a native English speaker. So she fell asleep during most services. But our Monsignor, a man who was a priest, and as the pastor of our church and our community, they raised him up to a title known as Monsignor. But his devotion, being a man of Polish background, as I am also, he was always devoted to Mary. And I thought that was very interesting in a man who was supposed to be the leader of our Christian cross behind him, Jesus Church. And blessed be Jesus, nothing against him, nothing against any Christians or any other teachers from any walk. But I was intrigued that Father John Willis, Monsignor Willis, honored the goddess in every service that he did, honored Mother Mary. As I grew older, my devotion to Mary grew, and as I developed a book that our own spiritual leader Jamal Rahman cites from time to time, Houston Smith wrote a book on the religions of the world. I read that book and was very intrigued by the different ideas that it presented, and continued on my journey that way, continued to go to different communities and learn and try to share in their worship celebrations. Shortcut to 1994 or so, I come to Seattle. In 95, I come to this community, which at the time was known as New Age Christian Church, and felt a kinship that I hadn't seen or felt really in my life. As this community continued to grow and change from New Age Christian to Interfaith Community Church, and then over the years became Interfaith Community Sanctuary. I've been very fortunate to be able to share in my faith, and as I grew in the faith of being an interfaith communitarian, whatever that means, I found my beloved Lila through an ad in a pagan paper, which is a different story, which I've told you before too. I'm just a very fortunate, blessed person, and I'm glad that to have so many of you to share in these blessings, and I thank you, and I welcome Mary Davis to come up and tell her story and to continue.
It's funny, we all have so many similar background stories. I, too, grew up Catholic with my mom never going to church. Her excuse was that she was raised in the Latin and she couldn't do it in English. Nope. And she was told she had to follow all these rules, and Vatican II came out and said, you don't have to do that anymore. And she's like, well, wait a minute, I told her I was going to, I was going to go to purgatory if I did these things, and now it's okay to do these things? So her faith was totally shattered at that point. But she made us girls go to, we didn't go to Catholic school, we went to public, but we had to go to, I grew up in Oak Park, Illinois until I was 10, and there was the Catholic church, St. Edmund's, and the convent for the nuns was right there, like walking distance. So we would spend our public school spring breaks and winter breaks, and we had to go to catechism there. And I think it was Heather Cox Richardson made a comment about, going to that guitar mass, that was so shunned upon back in the 60s, but that's how I learned catechism. We'd go upstairs, and Reverend and Sister Dorothy Mary would play the guitar, and we'd sing the songs, and we'd go to guitar mass, and then we'd go to catechism with her. So, but I was, as most of us of a certain age are, there was a conflict going on in my family in that I'm watching the protests of the 60s. I'm watching what my mom called the Jesus freaks, wanting peace and love and no war. And I'm going to the Catholic Church, and they're telling me no war, love Jesus and stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand. There's a dichotomy. That's those people are wrong, but you're telling me that's right. So my faith has been shaken since I was 10 years old, and went looking for something else. Oh, we've got a welcome friend. That's beautiful. I'd like to think that Brigit has definitely joined us. Over the years, we all look for different things. And for me, it was, that little, when you don't listen to that voice in your head, and that voice in your head tells you should do this, and you don't listen to it, and you're like, I should have done that. I wouldn't have been here. I would have been there. So that's what made me start looking. And I had some friends, and they're like, okay, come over here. And I got a book, of course, we all read. And for me, it was a Marian Weinstein, it was a book about paganism and Wicca and everything. And it was teaching me to listen to that voice. And that's what got me into paganism and Wicca. It was once I started listening to that voice and trusting, right, that we really do know in our hearts what's right and wrong. And I think maybe that's a problem with the world today, is we're not listening to those voices. So since then, I've got, of course, I'm on my phone here. I got married in a pagan ceremony in the park on Queen Anne. My nieces and nephews scattered rose petals in the park. I knew the person who ran the park, so she made sure we had benches and everything. It was not a dog park, but we took our dogs there, right, back. It's funny because you say 1994, 95, and I gave birth to my first son in 95, and I was married in 94. So there was a real change going on at that point in time. We're all coming together. So then after I had kids, we decided, my husband, who I'm not married to anymore, thank you very much, but the one bright, insightful thing he had was he was like looking online, trying to figure out if we're going to raise our kids this way, what are we going to do? And so he found the Gaia's Temple website, and we started going there. That's when they were in Ballard, just right over by the old Nordic Heritage Museum. So we started going there, and I would sit there and just cry at Judas, and I was like, I've found people. And then as my kids got older, I started teaching pagan Sunday school, and my oldest son played bass in the choir. I mean, it was all the things that those of us that grew up in some kind of organized religion felt. And it was just beautiful. And then, of course, they moved around and things changed and finances and those kind of things happened. And during COVID, when everybody went online, I noticed that Corinna, who is now a reverend with Judith at Gaia's Temple, started offering these Brigit candle makings for all the Sabbats every year. And I was like, whoa, what a cool thing. And so we did it online a couple times, and I'm sitting there in my kitchen with my laptop and rolling candles. This is really fascinating. So anyone who finds that you're really in, Brigit calls to you today, go to the Gaia's Temple website right around January, December. Corinna always offers this. It's like $40. She sends you all the beeswax, or she doesn't send it to you anymore. Now you go in, she's got the beeswax. We get herbs for each month. We do intent. We sit down and think about, and then I have a candle for in bulk. I've got my candle ready for Astara coming up and all of and it's just so nice to come together with people. And we do a meditation, and that was when I felt Brigit reaching out to me, obviously from my history. My mom and I didn't get along real well. So at that meditation, I felt Brigit hold me, and she came up to me. And I'm going to start tearing up because it means so much to me, that I finally had a mother that I'd never had. And she held me and told me I was okay. And no one had ever done that to me. And so she really means a lot to me. And then as I had children, I was a mother, and now as I'm a senior citizen, and going through our lovely Medicare system, I'm embracing her as the crone, but I'm able to see all aspects of her. And I've been lighting a candle for the past 2 years as a flame keeper. And last week, Gaia's Temple, Corinna and Judith got together, and we now have an official Gaia's Temple Brigit Flame Keeper. And what that entails is it's 18 cycles. The story goes that Brigit, as a pagan goddess, people would light her candle for 19 days, and Brigit would take over on, 18, and the 19th, Brigit would keep the flame going, and it did. If you believe, it did. And then when Christianity came in, and after a few, years and centuries, they found out that there were people still holding Brigit's flame in their home. And there was actually a bunch of nuns who were also tending Brigit's flame. Obviously, they were raised in a very beautiful Brigit household. And so that's the switch over, and that's, as you'd mentioned, how do you spell it? The Brigid is the pagan spelling. The Brigt is the Christian. And this is really funny. Corinna told this story just in January when we were doing our candles, that there was a time when, so Saint Brigit is actually a woman who was growing up in the Celtic, and she devoted herself, and she was known as a healer, and she was doing miraculous healing. So this bishop comes in, and he's like, okay, I'm going to anoint you as, raise you up in the church as an official healer, and he's reading this ceremony for, I'm not real good on church things, for whatever he was giving to her. And halfway through, he stopped, and he said, oh my gosh, I'm reading the sainthood. Okay, I guess it's God's will, and Brigit is now a saint, and she is the only female saint in the Catholic religion. So not only do us pagans own her, but the Christians have her as the only female saint. And so I'm hoping that this helps you understand what we're going to do today. So she is known for her healing waters. And if you go to Ireland, from what I understand, someday I'll do this, there are wells all over, and you will see both pagan and Christian. People tie bows, they give things, whatever. And then there is an eternal flame that is kept in Kildare. And from what I understand, it's now electronic. But there are the Brigantine nuns, and they do follow the 19. And like I said last week, so I held my first vigil, and actually it's a big, thick candle, sat in the bathtub from 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. the next night, and I'm doing it again. So we have a cycle, and we keep our candles, and it's really incredible to feel the sisterhood with these other women, and as I pass the candle on, knowing that at 7 p.m. the night I extinguish her candle, that someone else is lighting it in their home, and on the 19th day, Brigit will take over, and then we will start that cycle again. So that's, I don't have to do it alone anymore. I have a sisterhood, and I hope to share that with you guys today. So that was a lot, but thank you all for having us here. It means a lot to me.
And Mary also brought us some blessed water that we will be consecrating you all with before we begin our arts and craft portion of our service today.
Okay.
So from what I understand, this is any candle that has been a Brigit flame. So if you go to Ireland and you see Brigit's flame and you light the birthday candle, which travel very well, then this becomes a candle that is Brigit's flame. And you can then light other candles, and they become Brigit's flame. So every candle here is Brigit's flame. So anybody that has stuff, we do this when I work with Corinna and we do our candles for the year, I bring my candles so I can take home her flame. And this year she also offered us some of the Brigit's water because she went and got some of the healing water. And the belief, again, is the same. Just 3 drops from Brigit's water from Ireland, put in any other water, then becomes Brigit's healing water. So we're going to be anointing you today with Brigit's healing water. If you've got some kind of container and you want to take some home, we've got it. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here today. So these are all now Brigit's candles, and we'll be anointing you in her name.
Now, if everyone that came in later, and I'm not sure if you had seen there were some bundles on your chairs. There are these pipe bundles. If you don't have one, let us know.
So we're being real honest. We're being real good friends now. I have never made a Brigit's cross until Lila and I sat down to prepare for this because I am not artsy at all. I am now. And it scared me. It's like, oh, folding this and that. And I could not find anything that made sense to me. And we found this how to do it with pipe cleaners. And it made so much sense to me. So if you don't mind, I'm going to be following my rules. So what you should have is you should have 8 pipe cleaners that are already folded. And so you can unbundle them, please. I'm also a teacher, so if I'm in slow teacher mode, let me know to move faster. I can't figure out how did you tie this? So save these because we will, so what you're going to do is we will fold these to make a Brigit's cross. And as you can see, there are ties to hold them together. Normally this is done with reeds, it's done with grass, paper, but I thought this was kind of fun and it was easy, and pipe cleaners are fun to find. So hang on to the gold, because that's what you will use to tie to hold them all together on the ends. I just have to figure out how to undo this. I see how it's tied together, but I don't see how it's, oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay. I probably should have had this ready. All right. So what you're going to do is we're going to take, the one I did, I paired my colors together. I don't know if yes, you've got them. So if you pair your colors together, it makes it easier. I'm going to pass around this picture real quickly just so you can see they all should be folded already. So you just keep them folded together, and then we're just they're going to kind of scoop and hug each other, right? So we're just going to hook them together the way they're already they're already folded. It's okay if you undid it. Yep, just fold it up again. Or grab another pack that's already, whatever works. Yeah, so keep them folded. And we're just going to hook them together. And okay, so just so you know, they're ready to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, yeah. So, oh, you said them out. Yeah, we'll get to that. I just got my special ed endorsement in August, so excuse me if I'm being really, slow with this, except that my phone is not looking at every picture. Look at the next picture. There we go. Okay, so what you're going to do is, like I said, I think of them as hugging each other. So I'm going to take my 2 yellows, and they're going to hug each other. Yeah, that's what you do, yeah. You got it. You're just gonna put them together. It's good to keep them even. So you're gonna do that with every color eventually. And then it's just weaving it back and forth. Yeah. So we're just gonna, I think of them as hugging each other. Yeah, and like I said, it's easier to do it if you keep the same colors. You don't have to. You can mix your colors if you want. If you're from UW and you want that yellow and purple together, go for it. If you're if you're a cougar, sorry. You got the red, yeah, yeah. But there's no gray. Seattle U, yeah. Or my boys went to the University of Montana. Grizz colors are also the same. Okay, so the next one is, now you're going to take another color, another two. First of all, I'll do orange. So now that these are together, we're going to, this is how the cross is formed. So now we're going to hold them together. So these are out, and this will come down. And see, it just holds them together. And if you are not really good with arts and crafts, I get that. I am not good with arts and crafts, so I just folded it over. Yeah, right in the middle. That's the center of the cross. Yeah, so these are hugging. Yeah, I think of them all as hugging, right? Okay. No, I'm not a painter, but we don't have sweet little trees. We're going to hug with our yeah. Yeah, so just hug, right where you're just doing the one. Yeah, just the one. And then the next one, why is this? Okay, and then the next one goes up. So I think you can see where this is going. Those of you that have a creative artistic mind or mathematical, you can see the way this is going. So the other one's going to go up. So I've got my two yellows here, and then I've got an up and a down that I'm doing on top. Yeah, that's beautiful. You got this. You can do this better than I do. Can you hold yours up so everybody can see? Yeah, that's exactly. Did you go to UW? Okay. So, here.
I took this one.
Yeah. Then you take, oh no, you can just take this one. Do you mind? Or do you want the purple?
No,
And you just one up and one down.
Oh, you need one down.
Yeah, one up and one down. There we go.
Oh.
I know, it looks so simple, but it sounds, when I read the directions, I'm just going, my mind doesn't work that way. No, I'm not artistic. I do not get this. So thank you for not making me feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you. You're welcome. How's everybody doing? Oh, good. If you already know how to do this, go right ahead. Okay. Yeah. So then we're going to take another color and, well, or whatever. It's what you want. I'm missing. Oh, there's my other green. Okay. So these two hugged, and then we're going to go sideways again. One on the top of our original hug, right? One on top of the original hug, and then we will eventually, these are moving around because I'm moving around. Yeah, and then one going the other way on the bottom. That's why I like to color code them. Does that make sense? So I've got, these two were my original, my yellows. And then I've got a green and a green on top and the bottom, and this is supposed to be in the middle holding it together, but it's not working very well. Okay. Yeah. One on the top of the original and then one on the bottom going the other way. Okay?
So there's total 6.
Yeah, and then we've got the last ones, and that'll go up and down. Same thing. Okay? Okay.
Okay, so we're behind here, so.
Oh, that's okay, that's
like
okay.
where we're at.
Okay. Okay, great.
So then
Just a minute, mine's falling apart over here. So we're gonna do, okay, thanks. Okay, so you're going to do another one, the other color going up,
Oh, okay.
okay?
So
These are my sideways.
like the yellow color
Goes up.
goes up, yeah.
And then we're going to take one and go sideways again. But again, we're going to go above and below.
Chris.
See, my green is my new one.
Chris,
Does that make sense?
have Mary come up here and show everybody.
Yeah.
It's too dark.
And then one goes this way on the right. I know, it seems so simple, but when I'm reading the directions, it made no sense to me. I needed the visual. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we are actually weaving Brigit's cross.
Remember, we have a, excuse me. Remember, we have an audience.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you've got your two original that went to the side, correct? And now you've got the two that went on the top. And now we're going to do more on the side, one on top and one below. So my green is the new one I've just added. So let's see, what was your original?
My original, I think, was the yellow.
The yellow, okay, so this, let's hold it like this. This is your original, yellow. Okay. And then you went
Green.
up and down and up and down. You're fine. That's exactly what you're supposed to have.
Okay, but then, so then I put everything.
Well, you've got this last one.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you should all have two more that you haven't attached yet. And let's see. Yep. Yep. Okay. And then the last ones, again, you're going to go up and down. So my purple one is going to go on top here. And then below. So it hooks them all together. Again, I like to call it hugging. They're hugging each other, right? We don't have happy little trees. We have hugging pipe cleaners today, right? And if you look, when you see or look online and you see what Brigit's cross looks like, it's this centerpiece that kind of looks like a woven, yeah. Oh, that's cool. No, that's awesome. There's no right or wrong to this, okay? It's whatever you want it to be. It's the intent that you are making this for Brigit's cross, okay? Yeah. And then, because we've got these snaggly, and when you're doing actual weaving, the reeds can, blister, they can split. So that's why we're going to use these lovely gold pieces, and you just wrap them to make sure your ends stay complete. So again, you just wrap it anyway. Yeah, you did it. You got it. So this just wraps around to make sure that it stays in place, because as you can see, it's kind of going everywhere. Thank you, Chris. And you have made Brigit's cross. Now I know who the auditory learners here, and I know who the visual learners are, right? Yes.
So then with the next one, do I place it over on this side or on this side?
One's going to go on either side. Okay, so you've got your two.
Right.
Yeah, so now you're going to do one. So you're weaving it together. So I think
Right.
probably on this side.
On this side?
This side going, or no, how about, this side going down.
Going down.
'Cause you're
yeah.
gonna hold those
Okay,
together.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the other one coming up.
Going up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next one is going to be standing up and down, these last two. And then you just wrap them with the pretty gold and that just kind of holds the ends together and makes sure that they're all happy.
Okay, so the last two, or, let me see. Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, do I, so I have,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
okay,
Yeah, and then these one will go up and down again. So whatever side, one goes down and one goes up.
okay,
Isn't that cool?
okay,
There you got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
all righty,
And then we're just going to hold them together on the ends.
okay.
And if you kept yours together, unlike mine, they're kind of sticking out all over. Mine's going to be further in. That's beautiful. Look at that. See how crafty we all are. Anyone else have a question? Now, what I do when I took mine at home, then I would consecrate it, but that's a whole nother pagan thing as to how you consecrate things and everything. We did this together. We have a complete circle. We have honored Brigit. So some people put them above their doorway. It's wherever you, as Brigit came in the door for us, for Brigit to come in and welcome you and welcome your friends and neighbors.
Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now that the crosses are done, if we could bless them with the weaving song.
Oh, we were going to sing that. Yes, never mind. Okay. We were going to sing while you were weaving, and I forgot all about that. In your, and please forgive me because I have been asked to leave, I've been to leave campfires. My voice is that bad. So I am willing to do this and get us to help. You have a better voice than I do.
I'll be helping.
We're going to, in your program, there was some words too. And normally when you're doing this, when we make our candles with Corinna in a sacred space, while we're rolling each candle, we sing just the first verse of this. It wasn't until I looked this up for you guys today that I realized there was a second verse. So it goes like this. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and the power of her living flame. It will rise. It will rise again. So let's do this 5 times for all of the directions. And then so if you can, I'm going to make sure everybody's got it, whether you're done or not, as long as you're holding it while we're singing. Okay, ready, Chris? Help me. Thank you. You're great. All right. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and the power of her living flame. We will rise. It will rise again. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and her power of her living flame. We will rise. It will rise again. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and her power of her living flame. It will rise. It will rise again. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and the power of her living flame. It will rise. It will rise again. Last time. We will never, never lose our way to the well of her memory and the power of her living flame. It will rise. It will rise again. Blessed be. Oh, we don't have a bell to ring.
Blessed be.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for indulging me this.
Brigit of compassion encompass us. Keeper of the heart, you kindle us. Beneath your love and mantle, you gather us. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Mother of our mothers, you comfort us. Muse of art and craft, inspire us. Preserving the flame, you guiding us. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Brigit of compassion encompass us. Keeper of the heart, you kindle us. Beneath your love and mantle, you gather us. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Mother of our mothers, you comfort us. Muse of art and craft, inspire us. Preserving the flame, you guiding us. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours. Your hands upon ours, our hands within yours.
Thank you so much, Isla. And for our friends that are viewing this service on cyberspace, we thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate your support. We will be posting information on Interfaith website if you'd like to make your own Brigit's Cross at home. We would also like to remind everyone that we are all volunteer support community, and that you can support us with your presence, with your ideas, with your suggestions, but most important, to keep the lights on, to keep the gas on, to keep the heat on during the winter. For those of you on cyberspace, you can donate using our donate button, and we'll be passing a plate around shortly.
Thank you to everyone who contributed and attended today's service, and we appreciate your contributions. May they go in the best way that they are needed. Blessed be.
We will now be closing the ritual circle. Spirits of the north, powers of the earth, we thank you for your presence at this rite. Till we meet again, so mote it be. Spirits of the east, powers of the air, we thank you for your presence at this rite. Thank you for your love and protection, so mote it be.
Fire and flame, you've given us spark that light our way through the dark. Our connection to Brigit will stay in our hearts. We keep your flame burning in lightness and dark. Go if you must, stay if you will. Within or without, we remain with you still. Blessed be. Okay, sorry, computer. I thank you and release you, element of water. We have played in your pool, absorbing what we need from Brigit's healing waters, as we make our own path through our ever-shifting lives. Go if you must, stay if you will. Within or without, we remain with you still. Blessed be.
Spirits of the center, place of spirit, place of our ancestors, we thank you for joining us in this rite today. Go if you will, stay if you must. Blessed be.
May the circle be open but unbroken. The love of the goddess be ever in your heart. Marry me.
Again, we thank everyone for attending. Thank all who sang with us and made their crafty cross. I'm going to turn this over to Sally Jo and hear about upcoming gatherings. And thank you.
Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Isla. What a beautiful, beautiful time together. No, it's very deep, very inspiring, and very beautiful. Yeah, you can ring the bell. Thank you. We do have a few moments here where we will share upcoming gatherings. And this is the holy month of Ramadan, as many of you know. And Muslims among us are fasting and then breaking their fast at the end of the day. They fast from sunrise to sunset, from food and water, and from sexual relations. And it is a time then at the end of every day at sunset when we come together for iftar, or the breaking of the fast. And we have a tradition. This is our third year that we have joined with the Cherry Street Mosque in Seattle and Kadima, a Jewish group who also meets in that building, and Interfaith Community Sanctuary, and we share an iftar havdalah, which is a combination of celebration for the end of the day of fasting for the Muslims, and the end of the Shabbat, or the week, at the end of the old week and the beginning of the new week in the Jewish tradition that happens every Friday. There are years when the holy days in the Jewish tradition correspond with Ramadan. This isn't one of those years, but there's a Shabbat, a Jewish Shabbat every Friday. So this is actually happening on Saturday, February 28th. So instead of the beginning of the Shabbat, it's the end of the day of Shabbat. And so it will happen down at the Cherry Street Village Mosque, which is 720 25th Avenue in Seattle, and toward the south end of Seattle, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. It is a free event. There will be offerings from the Islamic and the Jewish tradition, and vegetarian food. If you are able to bring us some kind of a small vegetarian dish to share, that would be beautiful. If you, they do ask that people register, so there's a QR code to register, so they know how much extra food to prepare and how much how much space to prepare for people who are coming to this gathering on February 28th, Saturday, from 5 to 7:30 p.m. All are invited to that, no matter whatever faith tradition or interfaith tradition you belong to. All are welcome. We also have a group that is offered by Wakil David Matthews. Before You Go, an end-of-life planning workshop. There's one happening on the 21st of March. He's been doing this online for a number of months, and he has a new class beginning every few weeks. And this is in a class you consider the myriad choices, documentation, records one can prepare ahead of time as a gift to your loved ones. It's an end-of-life planning workshop. We all know from our study of the Diamond Sutra that we are of the nature of such of a being that we will die. Everybody will die. Nobody has ever escaped death. So it's one of our understandings from the Diamond Sutra that we will grow old. We will, in fact, get sick. We will, in fact, die. And our deeds, our words, our thoughts, and our deeds will follow us into the next generation and into the future and into our own future. Our karma will follow us. So these are all things that we do to try to help ourselves understand the meaning of life and the ultimate meaning of our existence. So we thank you for that. And we also have, after this service, we welcome you all downstairs. We hope you will join us. Our brother Chris here is starting a book group with a book that he's recommending that we read. He's going to hold it up for us. It's called The Alphabet versus the Goddess. And I know I don't have the book yet, but Chris is going to introduce us to this book at our first meeting here today after the service. We have coffee and tea, and there'll be a few other little snacky things we can have downstairs. And that will happen at probably about 11:45 or so. And we'll just gather downstairs those who would like to talk about this new book that we're thinking about, reading and exploring together and discussing together. And Chris will give us some background on that. And then after that, we have a governance circle meeting. A few of us are involved in that at 1:30. Let's see, 12:30. At 12:30, yeah. So we are an organization that meets every day of the week in various iterations. We had movie night on Friday night. That happens once a month now, currently. A movie is chosen, and Elizabeth and Rashid bring, some meal for us, and we eat together, and we watch a movie together, and we're in community together. We also have a meditation group on Thursday evenings from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and that's just sitting in silence and contemplating together. We have a Course in Miracles, which meets once a week. And we have our women's medicine circle in the Native American tradition that meets on Wednesday evenings. So there is so much you can partake of, and it's all on our website, and it's outlined in our what we call upcoming gatherings in a mailing that you can get every Monday if you sign up for that. You can also just go to the website and see what's coming up for that week, and any special events, that like the ones I mentioned that come up now and then. And we also have our guiding council meeting next week here in the sanctuary after the Sunday service. And we have our special guests next week will be our brothers and sisters from the Heartfulness group who have visited us before. And Sri Ram, who's with us this morning, will be presenting the philosophy of this group and the spiritual path that is behind it, and inviting us to participate. And our friend Brendan Neff will be offering music, and that's our first Sunday guest worship for March, and we look forward to that. And as I said, after that service, we have our guiding council meeting downstairs once a month, and all are welcome to hear about our plans and everything that's going on in the community. So and Isla, you lead your Friday evening chanting, and when is your next one?
Coming up. It's always the fourth Friday at 7 p.m. and it goes about 2 hours or so, right here. Mm-hmm. And you can dance or sit, or you can bring a blanket and lie down, whatever you wish.
It's a very beautiful open circle of chanting and sound garden and beautiful meditation. So I love it as a meditation too. Like Isla said, you can lie down or you can sit in your chair and you can get into a state of ecstasy, believe me. So please join us for that. It's the fourth Friday of every month, so that'll be this coming Friday at 7 o'clock, right? Right here on the sanctuary. So thank you all for being with us on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever the Spirit moves you. You're always welcome here. And we'll just get in a circle and hold hands and do our closing blessing. Unless anybody has any prayer, well, we can stand up and we can offer prayers in the circle if we need to.
Actually, Isla had a closing song. We don't need to.
We'll do that.